many anomalies in the results. The Electoral Commissioner, as the Chairman said, went to an unknown location and declared the results from there. And after she declared the results didn't tally. And so they came and changed the results and changed it, we don't know how many, multiple times. And so that, was an issue that we had to deal with. Apart from that, there were problems with the collation. In some of the regional collations, the figures didn't add up. There were mistakes in the figures that were collated. Aside from that, on the pink sheets, they sent one pink sheet to Parliament, which was passed under the constitutional instrument, because you have to send it to Parliament under the CI. And on that pink sheet, there was a column which said you have to record how many people had been verified by the biometric machine. Now look at the subterfuge. When we were preparing for the election, just before the election, we noticed that they had swapped the pink sheet. And the pink sheet that was used for the election did not have the column for biometric, how many people were biometrically registered. And so when we raised it, they said, oh, it's an error, and something that they rectified. So then what they did was they gave the electoral officers a stamp and said that they should stamp, after they fill the pink sheet, they should stamp and record the number, in the stamp, by the stamp. It had made provision for them to record the number. The reality is that most of them did not stamp it. And so a lot of people ask, oh, but why didn't you bring your pink sheets? The pink sheets are only useful if you can match it with the number of people verified. Because the number of people verified must be equal to the number of ballots in the box. And so that was another way in which, things didn't go well. But most of all was, we've all done elections before, and the printing presses that print the ballots are selected. And all the political parties are supposed to send agents to those printing presses. And we sit there from the time they start printing until they finish. When they finish, we all tally how many ballots they were asked to print. And we all look at the numbers and everything, and if we are satisfied, then all the agents sign a certificate of completion to say that we are satisfied that it tallies, this is the number you were asked to print and all that. And so we did it as usual, like we do for all other elections. And then we all dispersed. Only for one of our agents to go back to a printing press. He was going to look for something. I think he had left something there. He had left his laptop back, and so he was going to look for it. And he went and saw millions of ballot papers being printed. And so when we asked first, but why are you printing ballots? We finished printing the ballot papers. What are these extra ballots for? And they said, oh, the EC has them to print it. Ask EC, why are you printing this ballot? At first, out of confusion, the first answer we got was that, oh, in case there's a second round, we'll need the ballot papers. But 7 people don't go into a second round. All the people who were on the ballot paper for the first ballot were on that ballot paper, the same ballot paper. Ballot papers for a second round should be only two candidates, because it's among the top 2. And so no proper explanation for why those ballot papers were printed. They said, oh, it was a mistake, that's all. And so let's go and burn it together. But before we discovered that, how many more hadn't been printed and taken away before we came and discovered what was there? And so we went together and burnt the ballot papers. On the day, some of those ballot papers, we arrested people carrying some of those ballot papers. Yes. And we reported them to the police, took them to the police station. Up to today, nobody has been charged or prosecuted for carrying those extra ballot papers. And so these were some of the things that happened in the election that we thought, did not make the election exactly free and fair. And so we went to court, one, to test our legal rights. And then secondly, to also calm the atmosphere. The atmosphere was quite charged. A few of our people took to the streets, there were demonstrations. There was a threat of violence, and